Now at 7, Silicon Valley has been the center of the America's tech industry for decades, but that may be changing.
That's right. In recent weeks, several high-profile companies like Hewlett-Packard and Tesla announced plans to move their headquarters to Texas. And Miami's Mayor Francis Suarez is working to bring some of those big companies here to South Florida. We spoke with the mayor about that today. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Both Lauren and I follow you on social media, so we're going to start out with a social media question. On Twitter, you've been pushing for technology companies looking to leave Silicon Valley to come to Miami. And here's a tweet that really caught fire. It was your response to the co-founder of a space manufacturing startup. Okay, what's your sales pitch for them to come to Miami?
My sales pitch was really simple. It was 4 words: how can I help? And just uttering those 4 words, which demonstrated a stark contrast between the way that they're being treated by governments in other parts of the country and the way we want to treat them, has created sort of lightning in a bottle, if you will. Created this tremendous viral tweet, which I got 2.3 million impressions for. And then I had a couple of other tweets, for which I had 6 million impressions last week. And what it's done is it's created a momentum that really has been seeded for the last few years and is now starting to come to fruition as we see basically a critical mass of funders and founders and venture capitalists that are coming to Miami and are now getting connected through this virtual rallying point that was the tweets that I made over the last couple of weeks.
I'm sure these tweets have sparked lots of conversations for you behind the scenes. You've been having discussions with industry leaders, Cafecito Tech Talk. So what social benefit do they plan to bring to Miami?
You know, that's what's wonderful about everyone who I've spoken to. They understand that, you know, technology in some ways, the tech industry has somewhat of a bad reputation. And they realize that they want to do it differently. They want to get more integrated into the educational fabric. They want to make sure that they do not create gentrification and instead create equity. And you do that by getting involved in a community. You do that by philanthropy. You do that by understanding the educational system and trying to level the educational playing field with digital tools and with broadband access for all. That's how you do it. And so they're conscientious of that, and that's part of every single conversation that I have.
All right, Mr. Mayor, picking up on that thought, there's an editorial in the Miami Herald today, and it reads in part, quote, "Luring tech will be a beneficial game changer in Greater Miami, bringing the kinds of high-skilled jobs that smart local students can graduate into. But Silicon Valley has its downside, and if Miami is to be the city that works for everyone, the potential negatives can't be overlooked in the zeal to transform the city's professional landscape." How do you feel about that? I think you just touched upon it, but what can the tech companies do, or what can the city do about income inequality? Will it make it worse or more obvious if these tech companies do come here?
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of brands that we like to espouse. One of them is Miami Forever. We want to create a city that's here forever. And the other one is Miami for Everyone. We want to create a city that's here and that works for everyone. In order to get people out of poverty, in order to create a path for prosperity, you need to have high-paying jobs. So what's great about the tech industry is you bring high-paying jobs with you. The second thing you have to do is make sure that that doesn't push people out of your city. And you do that by creating an educational framework that allows children to compete regardless of how they grew up or where they grew up. And that's the second piece of it. And that's why part of my mayor's tech working group, we have all the universities who are here, public and private. We have also the school board, and we're also talking to charter schools to make sure that our educational system is giving our students, our youngsters, our children an opportunity to compete in an economy that is becoming tech heavy, whether we like it or not.
Mayor, while we have you here with us, we have to touch on the coronavirus pandemic. We're heading into a 2-week holiday period. The kids, many of them finishing school today, they're going to be at home, but families likely wanting to maybe think about gathering together. The city has rolled back its midnight curfew, but what's your message on safety to the residents of Miami?
My message is we're not out of the woods. The fact that the coronavirus vaccine is on its way, does not mean that we can let our guard down. We just crossed 1,000 patient threshold for number of patients, COVID patients in the county, which is a little less than 50% of where we were at our highest point, but we're going in the wrong direction. And so we all should be vigilant. We have to understand that this is still a deadly virus that could take the lives, particularly of the vulnerable and the immunocompromised in our society and in our city. And so we're urging people to be as cautious as possible.
Mayor, getting back to social media, I follow you on Instagram, and I noticed that a photo you posted with your family at a dinner last night got a lot of criticism. Now, I know your parents, and they are wonderful people. Congratulations on their anniversary. And this was outside of Cafe Abrache in Coral Gables. It was outdoors. But was it too many people, a little too close together?
No, actually, the rules are that you can only have 10 people per table, so we were following the rules. And also, when you're eating dinner, you don't wear a mask. So I just stood up to take a picture with my family. It was my parents' 44-year anniversary. I'm extremely proud of them and everything they've accomplished in our community. I get tested vigorously. I also have tested positive for antibodies. I was the first person to donate plasma in the state of Florida. I think one of the 4 in the nation. And I've donated plasma on multiple occasions, and I've always tested positive for antibodies. And actually, it's probably safer that I'm taking a picture with my father and I'm behind him as opposed to sitting in front of him having dinner a few feet away. So, I understand that we're in an atmosphere where people who don't like to be told that you need to wear a mask, and I believe in masks, and I believe in the effectiveness of masks, and the CDC has documented the effectiveness of masks, sometimes don't like it if they see a picture of an elected official in a particular setting where they're not wearing a mask. But I wear my mask religiously. I take many pictures and have many media opportunities daily, and I'm always wearing a mask.
Mr. Mayor, I did in fact see your mask on the table there, so I know it was there, just taken out for the picture. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you, guys.
And again, happy anniversary to your mom and dad. Mayor Francis Suarez joining us. Thank you.
Thank you both.